Greatest obedience. Greatest of the greatest of the greatest of the greatest obedience. I am one of the proudest obedients on earth. And the reason is I left Europe in 2016 after I saw Peter Obi's presentation on the platform about his time in government as governor of Anambra State. What he told the world on that day was what made me pack my bags and return to Nigeria. Nasarawa State is coming to us. Nasarawa people, please work hard. You are bringing Nasarawa. Enugu State is sure. Enugu State is extremely sure. Lagos should come to us. Lagos is going to get the worst of all the resistance, but Lagos is good to go. We have the most brave obedience in Lagos. We can deliver Lagos. We can take places like Rivers. Obedience and Rivers. Forget what Wike is doing. Obedience and Rivers. We can take Benue. Obedience and Benue.
So guys, you can see Obedience in a show of force on how they are going to win the governorship election. Obedience are out, you know. They are out to take over most of the states, as in the Labour Party is going to win so many of these states. We are going to have governors in different states. The Obedience are strategizing. So guys, let me allow you enjoy this video. You are going to like it. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Turn on the notification bell. Give this video a like and let me know what you think in the comment section below.
But the point I'm making is this, that there are people who are leaders who have been prepared for this. There are many people who didn't know, but the time has come for you to know. This narrative about Nigeria, we've been doing it like you heard DK said. When we went to all the different places, I've been doing that consistently for at least 20 years of my life. You wonder how old I be. 20 years consistently. It's not a storm. Said we could have stopped the coalition. We did the first day, the second day. The moment the call was made, I left the street. Because whatever you're doing at that time would be against the law. You need to understand how and when to do it. If we're going to go back to the street, if 1 million people will not be gathered on the street, you will be infiltrated. On the third day, they were waiting for us to come out so they can start burning INEC offices and say, nah, them. So you need to listen. Some of the things we were saying 6 months before now, some of the people who were leaders didn't see it. I'm saying that to say that there are leaders, and it's important to listen to them, especially in this journey of Nigeria. Because if you go out, if a few group of people go out in our name, whatever happened will be held responsible for it. And so I said, I am not responsible. And I'm saying that because people are listening. If we're going to carry out an action now, it's going to be nationwide. Otherwise, we will not. And there are actions already we have taken. The legal proceeding is an action. There are also political actions. You think the fathers, founding fathers of these nations who are still alive, you think they are going to keep quiet? No, they will get to work too. They will get to work too. And yes, we can. But if we would, you would receive instruction. This is the point I'm making. Do not just wake up to anything and react to it, because you will cause us a great harm. Does anybody understand what I'm saying? This is very instructive and very important. We're going to run through quick stuff right now. And I'm going to call one of the persons who is also running for office, because we need to hear in perspective. You know, she's a lioness like me. The reason why I didn't say it, when the threat calls were calling, I didn't bother. You know, they told me how and when they were going to kill me and how they were going to kill me. I didn't say it because I don't like speaking to those narratives. That's why I didn't mention it. And just like, and I'm going to call a name here, and I want Obidients to know, there are people that are so reduced that they are waiting for you. So they go around cursing your principal. I mean, like, don't react to it. If you react to it, you know what you're doing? You are giving them what they want. like we did to Reno or Mockery. Don't react to anything FFK is going to say. Don't react to it. You know, there are people that when they tell you that you are mad, you get angry. There are some people, if they don't tell you you are mad, you say, you never told me. Never react to them. They want you to react so they can have traction on their walls. Please do not react to them. We have a focus and a purpose, greater, much better. This is what the channeling of energy is. In the next 2-3 minutes, please help me welcome my sister and friend, honorable in the making, Eunice. Please celebrate her. She's running for office, so I will not read her CV here. The first day I saw her CV, it blew me off. I was so, if not be say I be man, I was intimidated. But honestly, the women in Nigeria have come of age. So much respect. Share with us some perspectives.
Thank you. Obedience, greatest obedience. Greatest of the greatest of the greatest of the greatest obedience. I am one of the proudest obedients on earth. And the reason is, I left Europe in 2016 after I saw Peter Obi's presentation on the platform about his time in government as governor of Anambra State. What he told the world on that day was what made me pack my bags and return to Nigeria. I formed a political party. I ran for the presidency in 2019, and there were lots of people running under my party. Everybody got free tickets just to come out there and come into the system, no matter how rotten it is, because there is a man like Peter Obi in this system, and he's doing the right thing, so we can. And I'm still here today racing for office in Apapa, and I will win it. They refused to put our logos on 10 of the constituencies in Lagos. That was how daring we were. So 10 of us House of Representatives candidates in Lagos were not even represented on the ballot paper. So we are going back, and we are going to trash them again. What do I have to say to us? Don't give up. Yes, it is rotten. Yes, there are lots of people you think you know. And then when they start to show their real characters, you are shocked. Your mother, your sister, your father, your friends, your husbands, you are shocked at what they are capable of doing to you and I on the streets. Don't let it deter you. There is a man like Peter Obi who is showing us that good people are in this system too. Be one of those few. That's all. And by the time there's more and more and more, 10, 15, 20, 30, 50, 100 more, we'll begin to reap the fruits of our labor. This belly we will carry, we go born them. Our baby will come to life and will nurture that baby to adulthood. Let me tell us some of the things we saw in Apapa. Now, there was no logo for people like me, House of Reps, but we're still out there to fight the battle to the end for our principal, Peter Obi. Now, I was one of the observers, being a candidate and also being a Labour Party observer, so I was manning 374 polling units. We started as early as 6 to place people where they were going to man. Sometimes we put one person and 2 others because there are some areas in Apapa that are really dangerous. So we have to pad it up a bit. But they still came and hurt some of us, so some of us had to go to hospitals and run away or whatever. Guess what? APC faithfuls threw away their APC and collected our tags. We are here. We will protect you. We will man your polling units for you. And all those men and women of APC that threw away their APC-ness that day, they delivered all their polling units for us. All of them. The one that didn't deliver missed it by like 2 or 3 votes. And that was an APC then that he was manning for us. They converted people on our behalf. They were shocked. By the time we were doing collation, they didn't upload our result. We were waiting. A lot of us were on the phone. Okay, what's going on at your polling units? We still they wait till they never upload. Kilo day now. All right. Let us go to the collation centers because some of them have started. The people had gotten tired and allowed them to go to the collation centers. Some of them even came with them to the collation centers because they wanted to see what was happening to their votes. They wanted to follow those votes to wherever the final destinations were. Collation INEC officers eventually said, It's not working here. Let's move to another collation center, the central collation. Something was wrong, so we camped. A lot of us camped there. We brought our cars. We were eating gala. Somebody brought yam and eggs. We were drinking Lucozade boost. Somebody brought coffee. We were there. We waited. Eventually, they came back. But then when they came back, they came with new result sheets, and they were now writing new results. At first, I thought, okay, maybe I wasn't understanding. So I started going closer, watching, looking. That was 30. It's now 300. Okay. That was 89. It's now 9. Okay. And they are doing it in such a way, they are literally copying from this very long result sheet into this other very long master result sheet. I tried to film it, they will stop me. Stop it, whatever. I'll walk away, I'll come back. At a point when they were not really paying attention, I started videoing it. But I was videoing it in such a way that it looked like I was just talking to them, but I was videoing what was happening. By this time, we had called the PDP agents back. Because one thing we discovered was that some of our own people were also compromised, so they were also helping the other side. So we had to get help from the PDP people. So they came and they were helping us to try and arrest the situation. Then they started, the video I made, I released it, and it actually went viral within 1 hour or so. So they started sending it reinforcements. DSS were warning me with text messages. There were now a lot of APC people there who were screaming at me and threatening. And even our own people were looking like they were not really so cool to get the results anymore. There was just a lot of things happening. But the most important thing was that result changing stopped then. Everybody in INEC basically disappeared. So we were there arguing, but the operation they were doing had ended. So no more collation, basically. They started announcing to all our collation agents to go back to their various federal, local government areas and stop collation there, or insist that the collation they do are the collations that we saw or we uploaded. So a lot of us got up and started calling their people to go back to the collation centers, that there was real war going on. I believe that was how we were able to keep Lagos, because in actual sense, from what we know at the back end, Labour Party did more than 1 million votes in Lagos alone, and we ended up with about 580,000 or so. So they took away more than 500,000 of our votes to suppress the level of disaster we did in their lives in Lagos. So for me, the most important takeaway for me, and what I'm going to tell all of us in all our polling units for this Saturday election, the most important job right now is the collation. By the time you finish watching them, record the votes, announce them and everything, it's not over. Follow them to the last point of collation. Insist that the collated results from your units are the collated results that they put in the master sheets, like their big master sheets. That's where the final results are put in. Insist, you must see them. You may not be able to get in, but the people with the tags can get in. Tell them, collation is where the madness starts and ends. If you can stop them from collating the wrong results, they won't be able to take away your victory. So focus on that aspect. For each and every one of your polling units, follow them to the collation center. Get the person that is representing you. Stand outside and wait, but make sure you are connecting to the person, talking, texting, until the collation final results are given. It's not coming to Abuja. All the results will be done in the states. Stay there. Make sure that the results you scored is what they finally announce. It will be very difficult for them to rig us out if we work as a team. Protect one another. Stand by one another. They can't shoot. The police people, the DSS, they can't shoot. They don't want to shoot. But if it is just one person, the thugs may hurt that person. The thugs will not come and kill somebody when the DSS is there. Sometimes the police may help them to scare you. But if there's many people there, it's so much harder. So it's important for us to go out there a bit braver than we were on the 25th of February. It will take some strength. But it is important to psych ourselves up up to that point where we go out there and stay there and see how it goes. The moment you stop being afraid, a lot of things become easier. Yeah. If you can psych yourself, talk to yourself until you now realize, waiting will happen, not die and I die. They can't do you nothing. That's my faith. That's my belief. And that's why I believe that we're able to save some of the polling units and some of the collation center results and some of the local government area results we're able to save in Lagos. If we didn't get that brave and that ready, they may have taken away Lagos from us. And then there are states we have done very well. We just have to consolidate. My brother Atiku is expecting 1 governor. I'm expecting 8. And I'll tell you the states where I'm expecting 8 governors from. Nasarawa State is coming to us. Nasarawa people, please work hard. You are bringing Nasarawa. Enugu State is sure. Enugu State is extremely sure. Lagos should come to us. Lagos is going to get the worst of all the resistance, but Lagos is good to go. We have the most brave Obidients in Lagos. We can deliver Lagos. We can take places like Rivers. Obidients are in Rivers. Forget what Wike is doing. Obidients are in Rivers. We can take Benue. Obidients are in Benue. It is rigging that took Benue away from us. Plateau is ours. Please, if you are listening to this and you are in this state, go out there, be brave. You are bringing the victory home. Just believe it. Plateau is coming. We also have Delta. It's unbelievable the kind of support we have in Delta State. Trust the men on the streets in Delta. They will deliver labor for us if you guys work with them. Abia is sure. Abia is sure. All of those of us in Abia, go out there, you are bringing Abia home. Those states I mentioned, have faith, guys. It's ours. Yes! Thank you.
Come on, make some noise, Obidients! Excellent, excellent. Come on now. Celebrate Eunice at Ejide. Yes. Yes. Thank you. I wouldn't say any more on that. Before Zari comes up, where are you? Where is, what's her name again? Lovett, are you here? Lovett, please come. Oh yeah, now women are reading. Let's clap for them. Come on now. Come on, come on, come on. Honorable Ben Chooks, the way they smile, people say you like women, no. You know, like him, like me, I'm following him. Nigeria, celebrate Lovett.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Lovett Liberty. I am a spoken word poet. And, okay, my name is Lovett Liberty. I'm a spoken word poet. And before I share my poem, I'd like to say what I think was the highlight of the whole election for me. When I went to my polling unit, we were a lot. We were a lot, and these people, they're adults, they have businesses, they're men and women, and you would see that they came out to vote. The queue was long. I think there were 2 polling units in the venue. The queue was long, but everybody kept saying that, oh, no need to worry. No matter what, we are going to stay here and we are going to vote. And that, for me, is a narrative change. The Nigerians came out to vote for who they wanted to be their president. Unlike before, when we go vote and say, oh, our vote no they count. Unlike when we would stay and be waiting for 2K and salt and 2 mudu of rice. Because in my polling unit, one party I will not mention, they were saying, we not say forgiveness something and no go collect now. All of now for Peter Obi. And we smiled because we know that we are here and we don't need your rice. Your rice cannot solve the hunger in this country. We are not that hungry that we will sell our votes the next 4 to 8 years of our lives for your 2 mudu of rice that we sour because there's no lights. So I'm going to perform a poem about a narrative change because I have seen it. I have seen people come out to vote. In my polling unit, I could not vote because they came and they attacked us. See, my phone broke, my leg is hurting right now. We could not vote, we ran for dear lives. But we came out. I wanted to cry. Actually, I cried because I'm a crybaby. I cried. I cried that I could not vote because I went to my polling unit. I did not even have cash. I didn't have money to go back. I traveled down to Zuba. I was like, God, all this suffer I suffered, and I could not vote. But I told myself that I came out to vote. My life was on the line, but I came out to vote. These people might have scattered the polling unit. I might have been injured. My phone might have been broken, but I came out to vote. And that is beautiful that we came out. No matter the danger, no matter how bleak it looked, we came out. In another story, we did not die. In another story, our country was drop dead gorgeous, but she did not take our breath away. In another story, the right to life was not a myth. So the SARS officer did not scream, I go waste your life here and nobody go talk me. In another story, your brother came back home. Even with his dreadlocks and laptop bag, he came back whole. In another story, your mother's soul did not have to leave her sick body because the whole country had the blackout right in the middle of her surgery. In another story, the fundings for social amenities knew how to use Google Maps, so the money did not have to miss road. In another story, the grass was not greener on the other side because motherland was loamy soil enough, because government policies were manure enough, so we planted our dreams and ideas right here, certain it was proud here. In another story, I did more than write poems, and you did more than write songs, because we knew sometimes the punchline is not in the wordplay, but in the next line of action. In another story, we were more than keypad warriors. We came out to vote. In another story, queuing to vote was not the same as saying our lives are on the line. Look, we are on queue, go ahead and shoot. In another story, hungry youth refused to take guns, to steal ballot boxes for the same ones who took food away from their mouth just so they could make a weapon of their hunger. In another story, the voters no longer take side with corrupt politicians because they were of the same tribe and same religion. In another story, we marched into the election saying, if good governance is dead, let our votes be the resurrection.
Don't stop clapping. Come here and snap with Honorable Ben Chooks. Come and snap with him. Come and snap with him. Take that picture. Thank you. Thank you. One more time, Nigeria, make some noise. Because in another story, in this story, ladies and gentlemen, let's make welcome Zaria Yusuf. Let's keep clapping.
Good evening, everyone. For the very first time, I would say, in the history of elections in the whole world, someone has been announced as president-elect, and the whole nation goes into mourning. I think there is something profoundly spiritual about that. Because even thieves, even criminals, when they get their exploits, they celebrate. But not in this case. And that is the reason why I am not one of those who will look forward to 2020 something. I am one of those who believe even this one that you think you have stolen, we are taking it back. Let me put it in another language. Those of you that may not understand it's okay, but I know why I'm saying it. Idan al'umman ƙasa suka fita da yara, da manya, da tsofaffi, da matasa, da iyaye mata, da maza suka je suka yi zaɓe, sai wani mutum ɗaya ya murɗe abin da aka ba su, ya sace musu abin da suka je suka zaɓa aka ba ma wani, to kun ga ko Allah ma bai ji daɗi ba, ballantana mutum. In the course of the campaign, I suspended the grassroots work of Obidient and LP because something happened. I went to a village. You must have heard the story. You know Victoria Chintex, the Labour woman leader who was assassinated. Do you know why she was killed? It is because they want to demoralize women like you. But you refused to fall for the trap. And I went to that village and I saw how an entire community, when I say, I mean it literally, was burnt down. And I stood next to women who had how their children were being killed. I looked at a baby who was yanked off her mother's hands, thrown by a side, and they were burnt alive. And I said to myself, how ungodly must a leader be to want to perpetuate himself in power after letting all of this evil befall people? And shamelessly, I saw the same governor of the same state telling people, you may be angry with me, but don't visit the anger you have on me on the next candidate of our party. And I said, no, not this time around. We have people who have mastered ethnicity and religion. And they go around and they feed you with either being Igbo, they feed you with either being Christian, they feed you with either being Muslim. But what Peter Obi has done, he has cut across all of that thing. And that is the reason why people are beginning to understand that no, we have always been victims in this culture of religion and ethnicity. Now let me tell you something. In religion, the most dangerous moment in the life of a woman is childbirth. They say one of her legs is in the beyond, the other one is in this world, because anything could twist her faith in either direction. That is the point Nigeria is in. There are old people. Let me tell you something. When I spoke to you about a country going into mourning after the announcement of somebody where you should have had rejoicing in their camps, yes, it was a moment of mourning. But do you know what the mourning is about? It is the mourning of the death of the old order. And they are working hard in that labor room. They are standing. We are there as the midwives, and they are there trying to stretch their hands so that when they hear the cry of that new baby, they will squeeze the neck. Are we going to let that happen? No. And that is why I am saying the doggedness, our resilience, our stubbornness, our determination must not come another time. It must come now. Saboda haka ranar Asabar, idan musamman 'yan uwanmu da suke jihar Kaduna, kada ku sake wani ƙato ya zo a babban mota da tumbi. Dike Ciku mai rije ya gaya muku in kuka ga ƙaton cikin nan, scholarship ɗin 'ya'yan mutane ne a ciki, boreholes ɗin da ya kamata a gina a karkara su ne a ciki, hakkin mata da ya kamata a gina musu asibitoci su ne a ciki. Sai a zo da naira da aka sata muku a zo a raba muku a ce ku sake zaben wa'annan da suka dade suna cutan ku, kada ku yadda. Barayi ne su, ba su da tausayi, mugaye ne. Canji ya riga ya zo. Mun shiga lebo kuma ba za mu daina ba sai mun haihu, mun ji kukan jariri, mun raya shi har abada. Now let me finalize by saying this. Prophet Isa El-Buba said something. And I will say it to all of you. It is not over until the Nigerian people win. Thank you.
Pepper them! Give them water. Lagos, what's going to happen? Water. Delta, what's going to happen? Kaduna, Niger, Nasarawa. What we did to them in Abuja, Obidients, why are you people so wicked? How can you be this wicked? You didn't even allow them to get 25%. Why are you like this? I'm like you. Just give them 25% now. Why are these people this wicked? They will never recover. And guess what? The power in this, Obidients, as you listen across, Obidients in Europe, Obidients in America. Look at this movement. It's in Zambia. It's in South Africa. It's in UK. It's in Cameroon. You know, I said, was it last week? I said, when Peter Obi comes, you know, after 8 years, you will be gone, right? Are you hearing what I'm saying? So it's not about Peter Obi. In this food chain, he sits at the top. But he came to pave a way. That change is about, how can they, you know what is even shocking them now as they're watching us? We thought they would be crying. You see, you can rape somebody, but you can't take the person's love. Our love, we will never give you. You can take the rape, but love, the one way you want, you will never get it. You'll never get it. You'll never get it. Before I bring Ebere up, I want to make a bold declaration because it's important. There's an energy of season that is very, very important. Kamal, are you here? Please come up. Come. Ned, come. Kamal, stand here. Ned, stand here. John, come. And Azenda, come. It's just a sample. Yes. Okay. Stand here, yes. You know Dr. Mo is fair, right? He will make it available. If he says so, he will do it. Like Peter Obi. You have some other. Please bring two. Bring it. So, come, princess, come. Yes. Yeah, we just have exactly one more. Okay. Yeah. So just wait right there. They're bringing one for her. It's okay. You know the world is watching. This is what makes this very unique. And I think so. Depends on one that's coming. You know, and energy is very crazy. Yeah, come with it. Come with it. Watch it. first row. Okay. No, let's have, I wanted Obi to have it. Obi, please come up. Mama Labour Party, okay, that's right. It will be given, we'll have it. This is just symbolic. Mama, I'll do that. Because we are live, we're just going to do this, just, okay. Just stand around and just listen to this. This is very important for this particular juncture that we are at. Thank you for stopping me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for making that happen. I might now look younger. Yeah. Reclaim your vote for a new Nigeria. Yes, we refuse. Just listen. The refuse is rise to end electoral fraud for unity and security of the economy. Refuse. The refuse are double E. Yes, we refuse. Meaning that we rise to end electoral fraud for unity and security of the economy. We refuse as a citizen's call to action for electoral justice, good governance and transparency for democratic institutions across Nigeria, created by the Reclaim Your Vote for New Nigeria initiative to mobilize the mandate of youth, voters, etc., the currency to defend the voters' franchise from promoters of profiteers of electoral fraud that renew political pirates to weaken democratic institutions. The Reclaim My Vote initiative believes that the collective dream of a new Nigeria is one that raises the good people of Nigeria and on the march to do their duty to empower democracy for the chances to seize the opportunity to decide the ideal vote to empower a smart, resource-efficient, sustainable leadership for good governance and accountability through intergenerational growth for national reformation. Beyond the fact that we the voters, citizens, acknowledge the right of INEC to conduct a free and fair, transparent and credible election for peace and prosperity in Nigeria, the electoral umpire has the constitutional responsibility, interpretation, and justification. Hence, we refuse, we rise to end electoral fraud for the unity and security of the economy. To be silent when the mandate of democracy serves the voters' currency had been hijacked by the highest bidder, and the responsibility of INEC to the electorate mismanaged and by the maladministration of corrupt state actors that trade the future of Nigeria to own a mansion of gold in a banana republic. We, the voters, citizens of a new Nigeria, have decided to defend the homeland of our fledgling democracy with the highest pitch of our voices, and to resolve to stand with a united Nigeria against the cabal of election reckoning, racketeering. We are resolute in our constitutional conviction to reclaim our votes and refuse every attempt of the electoral body to convince, collude, collaborate with agents of the state to deny, desecrate, demobilize the institutional right, the sanctity, the pragmatism of the Electoral Act in the parochial attempt to serve the corrosive appetite of the privileged plutocratic few who chose to lord themselves over the millions of calm voters, citizens of Nigeria, clamoring for the solace of the electoral justice to secure the future of a new Nigeria. The time is here to raise and to rise and to stand and defend the spirit of new Nigeria. The time is to turn up at the front line of freedom for the next generation is now. The moment to yell out and to end the reigns of election fraudsters is now. We call on over 60 million new Nigerian voters, citizens, to join the call to refuse all acts of electoral injustice, abuse of office, and systematic robbery of the people's mandate. And so we refuse, we rise. O God of creation, direct our noble cause, guide our leaders right, help the youth the truth to know, in love and honesty to grow, and live in just and truth. Great lofty heights attained, to build a nation where peace and justice shall reign. God bless Nigeria. Let's be seated. Let's be seated. If you will, I'm going to call on Honorable Ebere, and then, of course, the barrister, Honorable Chief himself, will take off from there, and we'll have just no more than 3 other people after that. But look to your neighbor and say congratulations to a new Nigeria.
Great obedience. The greatest obedience. I had the pleasure to serve in the legal function in the campaign, and I'm very excited to be here because it began with a depressing week, but it's ending with a week of power. It's ending on a Sunday with us generating energy to face what we need to do. I'm excited because something has come to my notice. There is a big serpent that intends to swallow Nigeria. You can cut off its tails and it will grow back again. But I have located the head of that serpent in Lagos. On the 11th, you will cut off the head of that serpent. You will need to do it for Nigeria. You will need to do it for Nigeria. So we need to speak to our people in Lagos to understand the thing that you have done. You have cut some part of the serpent. But if you want it dead, 11th of March is the day that we make that decision. And we all need to join hands to make that happen. I want to speak to a few things about your right as an individual who voted. You see, Nigeria constantly takes care of the political class. And it is assumed that your right is subsumed under the right of the political class. But you are the one. DK Chukwumerije said they spent 24 hours to try to vote. My sister did not even get to vote after spending that time. Some people were beaten. Some people were chased away. Some people took the bullet. Some people paid the supreme price. These are the real people that interrogated the electoral process. And the Electoral Act does not say that they have any right to approach the court. Can you beat that? So here is what we are saying. Nigeria says to you now, you can no longer go on street protest. I disagree. We haven't done it yet, but the day will come when we will do it. Nobody will blackmail us. We will do it when it is properly organized, and nobody will infiltrate it and try to turn it against us. But until that happens, the voter citizen cannot be left without recourse. In your polling unit, something wrong happened. Must be done about it. We are now suggesting that the individuals from our polling unit, it's like INEC taking shit. If we allow us file an action against INEC and the Inspector General of Police for the things that they did to you on the 25th of February, will it be out of place? I want to hear you. Will it be out of place? If across the federation we generate 5,000 cases and cripple the Federal High Court until our voices are heard for the malfeasance that happened on the 25th that will be taken. 25th of February was a watershed in the history of our nation. Such nonsense should not be allowed to repeat itself. Now let me explain the process. The person who is delivering an administrative service has come constantly and giving you legitimate expectation that this is how the election will be done. This is how you will come. You will be accredited. You will be given ballot paper. You will do like this and do like that until the end. Your result will be taken to this place. It is your right as an individual to approach the court and tell the court that this person, an administrative officer, an administrative agency, told me that this is how he will deal with my matter, and he has failed to deal with my matter in that manner. You have the right to approach the courts. And I'm telling you, the politicians will go for election petition. It is their right. We support them. But the individual, we cannot go home empty-handed. Nigerians, we will not go home empty-handed. We will go to court on our own. Shebi, they say they cancel your result, they say go to court. We will even take Uber and just go to Federal High Court and come back. We will go to court. Even if we are going to court to just go and see the court, we must all go to court. Across the federation at this moment, we are generating a list of lawyers who will be ready to do this your bidding. Nigeria, your voice must be heard. 25th of February, we will not let that crisis waste. We will not let that rubbish go to waste. We must use it to bring an end to executive impunity, to administrative laxity. We must use it to bring an end to the nonsense that parades itself as federal government agencies delivering rubbish service. 300 billion Nigerian naira that could have built schools, built hospitals, was invested in an electoral process, and this is what it generated. It should bring tears to your eyes. It should make you rise to your feet and begin to go somewhere to do something. And that's what we have given you this opportunity to do. We cannot miss this opportunity. More will speak to it, speak about it and the arrangements for it, but it will happen in the coming weeks. Get ready. Our mandate is coming back. God bless you.
Yes, brother. How far? Then go see Chonti. Then go feel. Then go hear. All right. I'm going to bring somebody that I've worked very closely with. I mean, this change we're bringing is both inside and outside. Remember, I made a remark. I mean, have you heard? When we hear those things, we must promote them. Then send you. It was in France where a senior uncle went one time and he left a bag and wristwatch. Listen to this very quickly as I bring this man up, because I won't say the thing he did that sidelined him, but from the story you will understand. He left a bag of money wristwatch on a train in France. And so the guy close to him, you know, when you are with somebody, you remember the person. So the train left and he came down. Now the person who saw the bag at his own arrival in his own station in another state, he took the returning train back and delivered the bag back to the owner. And when the owner was thanking him, he said, "Should you thank me for doing the right thing?" You know, if you have lived in darkness for so long, it's very difficult when you see light. Like if you are born in America and you are 70-year-old and they tell you that darkness will come, the person that is saying it looks as if something is wrong with him. But if you are in Nigeria and they tell you that for the next 2 weeks, your light will not blink, you look like that person as if something is. But it is possible for us to have light. It is the effect in living in darkness for so long that you return money that you pick that is not your own. There is nothing to celebrate about that. It is the normal thing to do. But when you are coming from a place where you cannot explain, then it becomes something that they begin to give people award for doing the right thing. The reason why Rwanda found its place right now in the Committee of Nations, I remember being in Rwanda maybe 10 times during the reformative years. And we helped Rwanda with meetings like this to remind them about forgiveness and hope and restoration. We did that over and over again. But I remember one of the meetings before we left, and Paul Kagame made a remarkable statement. Because if we're looking for justice, you see, all of us will think that the future of Rwanda is greater than justice. Here in Nigeria, we're still asking for justice. We're still asking for equity. We're asking that you meet us on the road of fairness, because all of that is far from us. This man did something. He's not going to speak for too long, just in short, but what he represents is what I'm presenting today. You'll be hated for doing the right thing in your office. In fact, if you return money because you're a bad guy, now you won't come show us, say, now you holy pass. Get out. With my full chest, like we say, Obidients, help me welcome on stage Right Honorable Barrister Ben Chuks Nwosu. Please help me welcome him. No kuna clap, oh. It's a big box, so mona clap. Thank you, sir.
Obedience, clap for yourselves. Clap for yourselves. First and foremost, my name is Ben Chuks Nwosu. I don't know what to do about these young people, because as the head of Mobilization, I was in the 36 states of the Federation with them. Where's Kamal? Where's the flag man? All of them. How they got there, I don't know. But each time I got there, I saw them. They were, you can't imagine the terrain in Nigeria, but they were there. And I called Dr. Mo one day and I said, these people who are still in the Senate, corridors of power, they wasted my generation. Don't allow them waste your own. I have 3 degrees: philosophy, political science, law. Most times I'm looking for something to pay my bills in a country that's oil producing. I made a 2-1 at the University of Nigeria and came. Indeed, we were the first set that did JAMB. My name was number 7. I was supposed to have a federal scholarship. When I got there, I saw that my name had been cleaned out. And one name that was there, if I mention it now, they'll read meanings into it, so I would not. But another name was there. A little boy. And I went home and decided that I was going to be outside, shouting about those that are inside. I was the head of Transformation Ambassadors of Nigeria. And I know what we did. What I want to tell you, do not ask for another election. Ask for this one. We want it. We want this one. Give us this one. We want it. Peter Obi and Daddy Ahmed and this young boy here, Dr. Mo, Kamal, the flag man, so many of them, so many young people. We saw hell touring this country. 36 states of the Federation and Abuja. And after that, the two gentlemen, the two young men who ran for the presidency of this country went into what they called kerosene campaign. They started seeing groups, they started seeing traditional institutions, they started seeing all sorts of pressure groups. We sat for an exam set by INEC. We won the exam, we came first. Give us our result. Why are you talking about another exam? There's nothing they will not do. They will call your mother, they will call your father, they will call everything. My mother is 90. I said, Mama, let's go and vote. I got there, they gave her three ballot papers. I said, Ben, I don't know these other people. That's your friend that talks with small voice. That's the one I came to vote for. So I gave her the ballot for the presidency. I said, which is the logo? Because at 90, she had challenges. So I took permission from the agents and I showed her. She voted. I said, okay, Mama, vote for Senate and House of Reps. He said, no. Once Peter becomes president, she will be okay. That she was ready to die. Because this man won the governorship of Anambra State. It was stolen from him. He was in the courts. 3 years. Unprecedented. He got it back. When he got back 3 months after, they said the tenure had expired. He said he was going to court. I went to him. I said, Gregory, what's all this? You have become excellency. Let's go home. He said, no, we will get it in court. He went to court, he got it. Verily, verily, I say unto you, even if it is devil himself that heads that court, we will get justice. This election is like no other election. For the first time, people had faith in the ballot box. You told us that after election, you will upload it from the polling units and we can watch it. That's what you told us. And we will hold you to it. That must be done. Let nobody tell you any other story. Don't know who Hausa is, don't know who Yoruba is, don't know who Catholic is, don't know who Anglican is. I just see Nigerians. I'm not married to an Igbo woman. In schools all over, I had roommates who were of other places. I didn't even know. I was born in Enugu. I didn't know there was a place called Calabar. When we were growing up, I didn't know. Mama Jumoke was telling us Oyoyo rice. I didn't know that she was Yoruba. This demonic politics of church, of tribe, of tongues, of everything, you all jointly and severally killed it on the 25th of February. It shall not rise up again. It shall not rise up again. Finally, I adopt everything that was said here because they are inspiring. But what will be more inspiring to the team of lawyers, of which I am one, because I am prepared to follow Peter Obi until thy kingdom come. What will help us? Go and double your efforts. Do better than you did on the 25th. What can you do? You have your phones. That's the mistake most of us made. We didn't take most of the polling unit results. After it was signed. Hold on, please. You might have done here. What about the villages? Please, Obidients, I am begging you. In the villages, you are all brilliant people. Nobody will bother about you. There are places where people didn't know what to do. Make calls. Tell them, between now and Saturday. If we prove, like we need to prove, that we are in charge of our destiny, not them, the world will hear us. We need the results from the polling units. Refuse to be what they want you to be. Be what you want to be. Because you can be what you want to be. Don't let them do to you what they did to my generation. When you will take an exam, you don't see the result. They will call you for scholarship exams. You go there, no results. Eventually, people are taken there. You attend an interview, you pass. You never hear the result. Sometimes you hear the permanent secretary's daughter, son, has taken the job. That is why this country is not moving forward. On the 25th of December, you said no to all that. Forward ever, backward never. Go out on Saturday and do much better than we did the other time. Let me tell you about the president-elect, Peter Obi. You will find him neither unprepared nor inadequate. He may have a gentleman. His inside is steel. That's why he's called the stone, the rock. He's unwavering. His deputy and himself, maybe that deputy should also be rock. Because he is much more than determined. None of them can be both. And they will pursue this thing assiduously. We have painstakingly chosen the best 20 brains in the legal practice. And we need your reports. We need everything. We're going to put them assiduously before them. I will make them public to the world so that everybody will see it. Don't give up. Don't give up. This victory, no other one, this one that we won, we will claim it. I thank you all. Mo, whatever you and Khalil, I've seen a lot of, yes. The flag man, I don't know whether anything will pay you for all you did in this country. On foot, he runs miles and miles. I don't know where he got the energy. All of you that are here, you were all wonderful people. You are all wonderful people. The statement you have made is that we are tired of the old system. Let them go home. And go home, they will, on Saturday, finally. I thank you, and I thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Right Honorable Benchuk Sanwolu. Very importantly, I would like to say this, that we are plugging into people home and abroad. Women groups, youth groups, our arts and culture. The next meeting I'll be holding will be meetings that are going to be empowering people. And so when the call is made, I need you to answer. We're going to be training a lot of people. There's so much money out there that people are not able to plug into. Even with the electoral values, Barrister Victor was supposed to be here today to talk to us about the beavers and the IREVs and all the in-between, because it's important for us to know it. Those kinds of education that when we speak, people will know that we are very informed. Those are part of reclaiming our vote. Reclaiming our vote is reclaiming our economic empowerment. Is reclaiming everything that will push us forward. Is somebody hearing me? And so we're going to be very intentional. While we seek redress in court and all of that, we will begin holding events as though the next 4 years is next tomorrow. Is somebody hearing me? So that we'll be so empowered in every ramification, so that we will not find ourselves in the quagmire of reacting, but we will respond appropriately. We'll take a few testimonies before we close, but while we go to that, I want to welcome one of the chieftains of the Labour Party in just a few moments. Just 2-3 minutes, Dr. Mandela. Please make your way here and talk to the people. Can we appreciate and acknowledge him? All the powerhouse come in small bodies, Abi.
Let me see the hands of victory. This is the hands of victory. Stand up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Stand up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. Let's sing it for the world to hear us. Stand up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Stand up, stand up. All right. Don't give up the fight. Stand up, stand up. Stand up for your right. Honorable Ben, you're not standing. Stand up, Eunice, you're not standing. Stand up, stand up. Stand up for your rights. Stand up, stand up. Don't give up the fight. We will never give up the fight. This team says reclaim my vote for New Nigeria. Please, if you voted on 25th, let me see your hands up. It is that vote we want to reclaim. That's your own vote. No vote will be lost. Please, very importantly, I want to thank all the speakers, especially our leader and daddy, Honorable Ben. We thank you. But let me quickly borrow some words. Let me quickly borrow some words from Eunice. Eunice is going for another story on 10th. You see, one thing the world and every obedient not in Abuja should hear is the words of Eunice. Honorable Ben has told us that we're following a solid rock. Peter Obi is a solid rock. On 25th, we won. We rose an army for Peter Obi. We gave him an army of over 7 senators. And we'll give him an army of over 30-something House of Rep members. Come Saturday, we're going to give him an army of governors and State House of Assembly members. Our mandate must be reclaimed. He said, we will not talk about the next election, the next presidential election. The one we have done, we must reclaim our mandate. It is a must. Listen, power is not given. Power is not given. It's taken. And what Eunice and other people in Abuja did, why we got almost 100% in Abuja, was because the people of Abuja knew that power is taken and they did not give a blink of an eye. There is only one place election can be rigged. We did not know on 25th because we were deceived by INEC to believe that everything ends in the polling unit. But never did we know that there was something that will be done at the local government collection center. So please, obedience, as we are finding out on 11th, election does not end in the polling unit. No matter how INEC comes again and convinces that beavers will work, that they will upload the results, are you going to believe them? Can we ever believe INEC again? Until our mandate has been reclaimed, we will never believe INEC. So our eyes are going to be open on 11th. One thing is important. We must leave the polling units after elections and follow them up to the local government area. That is where elections are rigged. Elections are not rigged in Abuja. It's not rigged at the state level, but at the local government level. And that is what we must do. Please, it's a must. And like I said, for the one we have done, some people have told you we have plans. Dr. Moses, no. We're not going to be disorderly again. We're not going to act without coordination. We must put the leadership to our force. Nigerians will rise. You see the streets we will occupy, but the time will come. And when it comes, we'll be very well prepared. We're not going to act spontaneously again. We're going back to our drawing board. We're going to get our house in order. And when we'll come out with full force that they cannot stop us. The thing they have won. Nigeria months were in darkness. But we all know that at the end of the tunnel comes the light. I'm on black because of mourning. I'm on black because Nigeria has been consumed in darkness. We are sad. But in the midst of this sadness, we have hope. Because we know surely, surely, light is coming. And our light must come. Thank you.
Yep. Dr. Mandela. Thank you, Dr. Mandela. Come, let me hear you. I want Honorable Lucky. You're going to make it very brief, but please just walk up here. You voted without your card. You voted without card. Let me interrogate you quickly before we take.
Okay, good evening, everybody. The Reclaim Nigerian crew and everybody. I just want to share this information very briefly. You know, when INEC started the registration thing and the card reader was set aside, those into tech should understand that as long as you're using beavers and you've been captured, you can vote. Initially, when people shared the information, they said it was fake news, but it is true. You can vote without your voter's card. Because when I was contesting, I was trying to analyze the information. Because when they brought in the beavers, as a tech person,
just tell us your story. Tell us so that people can, yes.
So I was trying to analyze it and all of that. So I discovered everything. So on that day, I was having a difficulty in collecting my voter's card. I went to, I think, at Buhari Area Council. Like, I was chasing my voter's card as if I was chasing a treasure. And they didn't give me. Even when I checked I used their SMS platform, they took me to one village I don't know about and all of that. But at the end of the day, I said I must vote.
Tell us what happened on your voting day.
So on that day, how you do it is, when you want to vote, they have the lists. As long as you're registered in that polling unit, they have the lists of people that are set to register. So when you go there, and I told her when I went down, she said, what's your VIN? I know my VIN number, but you can use your surname. As long as you registered in that polling unit, as long as your face is pasted there, approach the person whosoever. Tell the person to use your surname, your last name. So when they use your last name, they will enter it into their beavers machine.
I heard that INEC said in what they published, that you can't vote without the voter's card. Is that true?
It is not true.
No, hold on. If that's what they have published, because the world is watching.
Yes.
We have to still be within the ambit of what. Yeah, making it public would be against the law, and I'm saying that here because we are live. Hold on.
Okay.
I have the prerogative to ensure that we don't have that outside. Okay. It's just very important to note that because we would not have that. So those who are listening, it's important that you get your voter's card. If you're able to go there, whatever happened does not come from this platform. I just need to say that. I'm not gonna allow you to continue because it's because we are live. It's okay. It's okay. Yes.
See your name on the list, and then you can confirm it with the people there. Now,
Means that you're eligible.
Think you are eligible to vote, they'll send you back.
So you were. That's what I'm saying. That where did you vote?
I was accredited. Yes, I was confirmed. My name was there. But the thing is that
we are live.
We are live. I understand.
So, it's okay. Just hold on. It doesn't. It's all right. It is not an argument we're going to have now. It's, just leave. Just leave. Just go. We will do everything within the ambit of the law. We will take. That's why what I want, if you come here, just tell us your testimony. The technicalities will be told by professionals. People who, if we have, and that's why I told you about the trainings we are going to have. We will have INEC trained people who will come here and teach us. We'll have, Barrister Victor is supposed to be here to teach us what to do. When you come here, just tell us your testimony. Forget about trying to impress anybody. Like I'm going to call, we need a testimony from Owerri, for example. Honorable Lucky, please come. It's important because people are listening. And whatever we do will have to be within the ambit of the law. The responsibility for everything and anything that goes out from this podium is mine. And because INEC published and say you should have your voter's card, That's where we stand even here. Okay? Thank you. Honorable Lucky, just take a few minutes before we take this, please.
Good evening, all Obidients in the house and in diaspora. And let me first and foremost appreciate your patience since we got here today. Permit me to excavate history a little. It was Emperor Louis XIV of France in April 13th, 1655, that arrogantly walked to the parliament and stood before parliament, imperiously made a decree saying, "L'État c'est moi," meaning, I am the state. That statement made him leave office 20 minutes after. Why do I resurrect this part of history? It's to remind our Nigerian public office holders, politicians, about the ephemerality of power. Power is transient. And what matters with what you do in office is the legacy you leave behind. They think they have robbed us, but we shall reclaim our mandate. We have only one president-elect that the Obedient family knows, and that is our principal, His Excellency, Mr. Peter Gregory Obi. Aren't you surprised? One person has been illegally and erroneously declared president of the country, and somebody else takes the respect of that office. That is what our president-elect enjoys. It has never happened in the history of this country where you have a political party in power. The director general of that party lost the election in his state. The president of the country, who is presumed to be the leader of the party, lost the election in his state. The vice presidential candidate of the acclaimed winner of the election lost in his state. The Federal Capital Territory, they lost because they didn't meet the threshold of 25%. That same individual, you want to foist him on the Nigerian people. Before I leave, let me say this. There are 3 factors that catapult you to the villa if you want to become the president of this country. One of them is the fact that you must have the money and know how to flex your muscle, the financial muscle. Our principal had it. He made his money legitimately out of all the contenders. Secondly, you must have access to the machinery of the state. He has access to the machinery of the state. Take it or leave it. Prior to the election, every machinery of the state, those who determine what goes on in this country, gave an overwhelming endorsement to our principal. And thirdly, which is the most important of all, is the antecedent. For you to become the president of Nigeria, your antecedent must be the benchmark to measure your competence for that office. He has it. His antecedent spoke for him. Character is what matters. Take it or leave it. May 29th. Let this be on record. May 29th. The acclaimed winner of this election will not be sworn in as the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He will not. Something will happen. God has taken charge. Something drastic, something supernatural will happen. When God wants to set a people free, he sets confusion in the camp of the enemy. No matter what they do, we have the bellicosity, we have the belligerent spirit to fight for what is ours. It's a stolen mandate, and we shall reclaim that mandate. Whether they like it or not, we have comported ourselves beyond what they expected. They thought by now we would have occupied the country. But there are various ways you occupy a country. During the proceeding, I want to placate every Nigerian. From the very beginning of the proceeding, the court proceedings, let each and every one of us join them in the courtroom. Let there be crusade of obedience outside. Let us occupy the courts in support from the very beginning to the end. You all know the antecedents of our principal. You don't take his thing and remain in office. He comes back and gets it. You have spoken, the Nigerian people have spoken. As John F. Kennedy will say, the ballot is stronger than the bullet. We have spoken, and our mandate must be reclaimed. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honorable Lucky. Profound and precise. Please come and talk to us from Owerri. Let's hear some testimonies from Owerri. Please talk to us from just your testimony.
Thank you very much. Greatest Obidients. Unfortunately, the hall is empty, but I'm happy to talk here. I had to leave Abuja to go to Owerri to vote because I transferred my PVC from Abuja to Owerri so that I can also be part of what is happening in my own part of town. And we vote. We voted well. In my polling unit, I arrived in the morning, mobilized the people. I had to call the people. I had to campaign for my candidate and the president I want to be. I campaigned for Peter Obi. I called my community and I said, this is the direction we are going. And on that fateful day at my polling unit in Community Central School, Obodo, where I am to vote, we were there, we voted peacefully. Everything went on well. The votes, I can tell you from my head, I have a copy of it, but what I did was this. When the PO came, I said, you are the PO? He said, yes. I said, okay, stay, I want to snap your picture. She said, why? I said, I want to know who the PO is. I snapped her picture, I have it in my phone. The voting came on and went through. At the end of the day, the scores were like this. APC, 1 vote. Labour Party, 149 votes. PDP got 8 votes. And I made sure that all the agents signed a copy. I snapped it. And upload it now. That's where the wahala started. 12% was going round and round. They started going around the field. 12%. And that was when I noticed. They didn't plan it well. They didn't plan it well. They had allowed the election to start before they activated their rigging machinery. In fact, they've allowed the election to finish before they activated their rigging. When they started seeing the result in their rooms, it was shocking. They didn't believe Nigerians would speak this loud, this clear. So it was shocking. And it was at the middle of it that activated their rigging machinery and said, crush them. Pull it out any way you can. And that was how the man in River State did what he did. And that was why the election delayed for more than 3 days to announce a presidential result. But I tell you this, we cannot speak louder than we have spoken. But we can make it, we can concrete that statement by coming out on the 11th. I bought my ticket. On Wednesday, I'm going back to Imo State. We may not have a gubernatorial election on that day, but we'll have people in the House of Assembly going in there. And I'm going to vote for the Labour Party, and I'm going to also work for the Labour Party. And I'm telling you, all of you, the only way we can make Obi get back his ticket, and one of the ways is to make sure that we produce governance, assemblies that will speak for the Labour Party, assemblies all over the country that will speak for Obi. That is the only way we can do that. And we can. Every obedient wherever you are, it's time to rise and raise your game to the next level. Whatever we have done on the 25th of February, we're going to repeat the energy times 2. They want to crumble you, but we cannot be crumbled. They want to push us down, but we can't remain down. They said we are structureless, but they are now scared of the structureless. Amen. Sorry. So I want to beg all of us, come 11th, it's time to show them that Peter Obi won that election. Come 11th, please. It's time for us to all go out and vote for Labour Party. Do everything you can. Mobilize people. Send money. Do all what you can do to mobilize people. Let us go back and tell the world that Nigeria, a new dawn, is here. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you to my very good friend, a dogged obedient. I mean, these were part of the people that we started planning long before the Abuja 1 million marches, invested so much in this project, and like every one of us, respect to you. Thank you for those who have waited for this long. Most of the people that have to leave, they live very far away. Some live just next to the other states. So if you have to go, you have to go. We just have one more thing, that several other people that want to share their testimonies, but unfortunately, I will not be able to take you because we are also live. I will just have Princess come for 2 minutes, no more than 2 minutes, and then I will end the meeting. You have done so well, and I appreciate each and every one of you.
Good evening to all the beautiful obedient watching me live. My name is Princess Lisha. I want to read a little speech written by me. But first of all, let's start with this historical question. What time, what period of the year, what season is the future of Nigeria? We have waited our youthful years out for the unseen future of Nigeria, yet should I cry my life out that I didn't meet the bright future of Nigeria? I have decided to join the fight for that future against all odds, and reasons are these. Either I get the future for myself or I get the future for Nigerians. I have also decided to mobilize my women from every part of Nigeria to join this fight. Politics is not a dirty game. Rather, politics is the action of the actors. If the actors are dirty, it becomes a dirty game. But if the actors are righteous, it becomes a righteous and a clean game. We want a Nigeria where a nobody becomes somebody. Because I have been there, whereby there's no justice for the common man. I challenge you never to leave politics to only crude citizens to run. You that is most clean, defile all odds to join the game. We move to reclaim our mandate. We all have to convince everyone to join this fight to get our country back. We all have to come out on the 11th, which is this coming Saturday, and vote. We need to change the narrative of our country. Thank you very much.
Thank you, and thank you. I know that we have a lot to say for those who needed to talk, but I mean, I just have to beg you so we can close at this moment. GB Chris, let's have you as we take the closing remarks with this song as we go. That being said, I want to thank each and every one of you. Thank Eunice, thank you so much. Thank you, Honorable Benchukes. Thank you, DK Chugumerije, for that words you spoke. Thank you, Happy Prince. Thank you, Bemsa, for giving us so much. And every other person who has been on this stage, thank you, Chefu. Thank you, all the testimonies. We thank you. Good night and God bless you.
We are made from love that makes life different. What's the color of love you know when you see it? I know you can find it in kindness. Wrapped in goodness, love always wins. In the land of Novia, we are all kings and princes. Chambers, there we are, loved and free. Love will always lead us home, where we are bold and golden. When you find the way, then you is right there. Where you can find love when you call love in the garden of love. Love is so beautiful, God is so right there. Let me tell you, beautiful mind. Whenever you find love, God is there. No matter what, love will always win. I love you, my brother. I love you, my sister. We're loving each other. That is how life ought to be. Yeah. Oh. So stop judging and start loving. Yeah. Oh, oh, oh. Stop hating and stop fighting. Yeah. Love is so we need. Love is so we need. Yeah. Love is so we need. I know that love will always win. Love will always lead. Love will always win. I know that love will always win. Love will always lead. Love will always lead. I know love will always win. Love will always lead. Love will always win. I know that love will always win. Love will always lead. Love will always win. Stop judging and start loving. Yeah. You have to start loving. Stop hating and stop fighting. Yeah. 'Cause love is so we need. Love is so we need. Yeah.
You can agree with me that Peter Obi is a force that many politicians are scared of today. I tell you, our politicians now fear Peter Obi because this man has shook, the Nigerian polity. He has shook everywhere. Politician now recognizes Mr. Peter Obi's strength because of the Obidients. They are making things to happen, honestly. In this forthcoming governorship election, the Obidients are not leaving any stone unturned. Look at them planning ahead of time because it's not going to be business as usual. Honestly, we are winning. We are going to win so many states in Nigeria. So guys, you can see that the Obidients are determined to change the politics in Nigeria. I tell you, in few years to come, all these our politicians are going on retirement. There is no two ways about it. They will be going on retirement. You can see it's already happening. Do you know how many seats the Labour Party has won in the National Assembly? I tell you, things are changing. Things are changing, and hopefully Mr. Peter Obi is going to win back his mandate, and Nigeria will start working again. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, turn on the notification bell, give this video a like, and let me know what you think in the comment section below. Thank you.